Imagine this. You're a Persian soldier, 401 BC. The Battle of Cunaxa has just ended, and your side won. In the chaos of the fighting, you did something remarkable. You personally killed Cyrus the Young, the rebel prince leading the uprising against the empire. You find your commanding officer and tell him what you did. This should be a big deal, a reward, land, gold, recognition. Instead, he goes pale. Cyrus was the king's brother, and King Artaxerxes II wanted to be the one to kill him, wanted the glory, the symbolism. You took that from him without knowing it. They don't execute you on the spot. That would be too easy. Instead, they feed you milk and honey, as much as you can stomach. They're almost kind about it, smiling even. You should be more scared of the smile. Hey there, I'm your host, Mummified as always, and today we're covering a method of execution so patient, so creative, and so deeply unpleasant that historians spent centuries arguing about whether it was even real. It's called scaphism, and I promise you, by the end of this, you're going to have a very different relationship with the word boat. Let's get into it. Before we get into the biology, let's establish what we actually know. Because scaphism has an unusual problem for a historical atrocity. We only have one source. A Greek writer named Plutarch, writing around 100 AD, described the execution of a Persian soldier named Mithridates in detail. The problem is, Plutarch was writing roughly 500 years after the event actually happened. That's like someone today writing a first-hand account of the Spanish Inquisition from memory. So, is it real? Historians argue that this specific execution method was a tall tale designed to make the Persians look like monsters. However, nobody really knows. The name scaphism comes from the Greek word scaphe, meaning boat, or trough, or hollow thing. The translation varies, but the concept doesn't. Here's the basic idea. You take two boats, or two hollowed-out tree trunks, roughly the size of a human body. You fit them together like a shell, a wooden cocoon. You cut holes for the head, the hands, and the feet. Everything else is sealed inside. Then, you put a person in it. The Persian philosophy behind this is worth understanding. Because this wasn't just cruelty for cruelty's sake. The Persians were sophisticated, calculated. They didn't just want you dead. Death was almost beside the point. What they wanted was a slow, visible, public demonstration of what happens when you cross the wrong person. They didn't build an execution chamber. They built a message. And you, the soldier who accidentally stole the king's kill, was about to become that message for 17 days. All right, let's talk about exactly how this works. Because the genius of scaphism, if you can call it that, is in its simplicity. They didn't need elaborate machinery. They didn't need trained executioners. They just needed two boats, a swamp, and patience. Step 1. You're placed inside the wooden shell, fitted in so your head, hands, and feet stick out through the holes. Everything else is sealed inside. You can't move, can't turn over, can't shift your weight. You are completely fixed in position, and you're going to stay that way. Step 2. The feeding begins. Milk and honey, force-fed in large quantities. Enough to cause immediate gastrointestinal distress. Your body is not designed to process that volume of sugar and dairy simultaneously. The result is severe bloating, cramping, and diarrhea inside the shell, where you're sealed, with nowhere for any of it to go. Step 3. The same mixture, milk and honey, is applied directly to your exposed skin. Your face, your hands, your feet. Special attention paid to your eyes, your ears, your mouth. Every opening, every soft surface, coated thoroughly and left there. Step 4. You're placed on a stagnant pond or swamp, floating in the sun. And then, everyone steps back. Because here's the thing about scaphism. The Persians aren't the ones doing the killing. Not really. They've just created the conditions. Nature does the rest. They didn't build a torture device. They built an ecosystem, and they put you in the middle of it. The feeding continues every day, keeping you alive, keeping you full, keeping every surface wet and sweet and warm. And then they wait. Let's talk about what's actually happening to your body by day 1. Your digestive system is being flooded with excessive milk and honey simultaneously. Your gut can't handle it. Cramping, bloating, immediate diarrhea, all of it trapped inside the shell, around you, under you, warm and going nowhere. The first blowflies arrive by mid-morning. They don't need an invitation. They can detect sugar and organic waste from enormous distances. They land on your exposed skin, your face, your hands, your eyes. They feed on the honey coating every surface. And then they lay eggs, up to 300 at a time. In warm conditions, those eggs hatch within 24 hours. The larvae move toward warmth, toward moisture, toward living tissue. Your skin, already compromised by constant moisture and bacteria, offers almost no resistance. This is called myiasis, infestation of living tissue by insect larvae. Survivors of accidental myiasis describe the sensation as constant, unrelenting movement just beneath the skin. Not sharp pain, something worse. Something your brain has no category for that you cannot stop and cannot escape. Now scale that across your entire body. By day 3, your body is pushing towards sepsis. Bacteria entering the bloodstream, your immune system attacking everything at once, fever spiking. The sun on your exposed head adds hyperthermia on top of that. Your brain is running hotter than it's designed to. Sleep is impossible. The larval activity doesn't pause at night. Within 72 hours, sleep deprivation alone causes hallucinations and cognitive collapse. Combined with septic fever, your mind by day 4 is operating in a completely different reality. And every morning they come back, feed you again, keep you alive, keep everything wet and warm and thriving. Your body keeps fighting, doing everything correctly. That's the cruelest part, as it's keeping you alive and aware and present for every second of it. Let's talk about what this actually feels like from the inside. By day 1, you're still cognitively present. You understand exactly where you are and why. That clarity is arguably the worst part. You can think clearly enough to grasp the full horror of your situation, and you cannot do anything about it. Your brain generates hope anyway. It's very good at that, even when hope isn't warranted. By day 2, the sensation beneath your skin has started. Your brain keeps trying to classify it, to find a reference point, something familiar it can map this onto. There isn't one. That categorization failure is its own kind of torture. By day 3, the fever distorts everything. Time stops moving normally. Memories of your life before the boat start feeling like they belong to someone else. The hallucinations begin. Your fever-cooked, sleep-deprived brain starts generating its own reality. Brief moments where you're somewhere else entirely, then you come back. By day 5, there's no more bargaining, no more hope, just moment-to-moment endurance. Your world has shrunk to the size of a wooden shell on a swamp. Psychologists call it psychic numbing, the mind partially disconnecting from unbearable experience. Not unconsciousness, not relief, just the volume turned down slightly on a sound that's still destroying your hearing. That's the closest thing to mercy scaphism offers. Your body keeps your heart beating, your lungs breathing, keeps you present for every second of it. Not because it's being heroic, just because that's what bodies do. By day 7, your body is running out of ways to compensate. Here's the interesting thing about scaphism as a cause of death. There's no single killer. It's a race between multiple simultaneous failure modes, and whichever one crosses the finish line first depends entirely on conditions, temperature, the specific bacteria present, how much sun exposure your head received, how efficiently your immune system fought before it collapsed. The candidates are septic shock, dehydration, organ failure, and hyperthermia. All of them are happening at once. All of them are progressing. Sepsis is probably winning. By this point, the bacterial load in your bloodstream is overwhelming. Your immune system has stopped fighting strategically and started firing randomly. Your blood pressure drops as your vessels dilate, trying to manage the infection. Your kidneys, filtering a bloodstream full of bacterial toxins, begin shutting down. Your liver follows. Your heart, starved of clean, oxygenated blood, starts throwing arrhythmias. Dehydration is accelerating everything. Despite being force-fed daily, you're losing fluid faster than it's being replaced. Through fever, through the constant biological activity happening on and inside your skin, through diarrhea that never stopped. Your blood is thickening, your heart working harder to move it. Mithridates lasted 17 days. 17. Plutarch notes that Artaxerxes II considered this an appropriately satisfying punishment for the man who stole his kill. By day 17, your organs are shutting down in sequence. Kidneys first, then liver, then the heart finally gives out. Your blood pressure bottoms out. Consciousness fades not dramatically, but gradually, like a signal weakening. The hallucinations and the pain and the sensation all slowly losing resolution. And then, nothing.